welcome. My name is William here once again from Quick Finish Solution. We're gonna be doing this bumper once again. I'm gonna take you through the process of how I go about doing this kind of work. We're gonna be priming it with high build primer, and then we're gonna be putting sealer on it, and then we're gonna be putting the base coat and eventually the clear as well. So I'm gonna take you step by step as to how I do this kind of work. So check it out. So here it is, guys. I'm gonna show you the truck that the bumper came out from, Dodge Ram, and as you can see, that's where I had to dismantle this truck just to get the bumper out. So now that we have the bumper, which is right here, this is what I have to now work with. As you can see, it's all pitted right there. It's all pitted right there. So the paint is there. The paint is actually really good, but it's just because all the rock chips that are on it. So yeah, see right there, it's pretty bad actually. As you can see, all of that. So basically what we have to do right now is just basically sand it down really good. So this is what it looks like, guys. Basically I'm just starting to do it, and so I'm just going to show you once more what I do here. I just basically did half of it, but I want to show you the rest of it, the other half. Basically what I do, I basically go right over it until I hit the metal, and it really is the proper way to do it, because that way you know you don't leave anything behind. You try to cover as much as you can, and so this is what we do. Check this out. Try to go all the way to metal, and as you can see, I still see some pitted right there, some points right there. I still want to get rid of all of that until I get to metal. If I don't get to metal, then I know that I haven't got all the way down. It's actually really fast to do it this way. I do actually use my DI sander as well, but it takes a lot longer. So as you can see, guys, just what I hit right there, I still see a point right there, and I still have to hit it harder on that. I have to go down on this. All of this is good now. It's basically where we want it. So like I said, after this, guys, I just basically high build primer all this, then after that sand it down 320, and then after that I put down my sealer on it. Once I put my sealer on it, I sand it down to 600. Depends on the paint really. You can go 400 on it. Once you do that, then you can put your base on it, and then you should be able to continue with that. Then after that, put your clear. But yeah, that's basically what I do, guys, when it comes to these pieces here, when I do bumpers and so on. In this case, this bumper was all pitted, and so basically that's how I get it done. So now we're going to just wipe it down now with wax and grease remover before we prime this bumper. As you can see now, I have it all sanded down. I covered wherever I don't need to touch. Sanded down, scuffed it down really good. And so I took out all the pits that were there, all the rock chips that we saw in the bumper. And now we're just about gonna prime it. So I'll show you what kind of primer I use, guys, and take it from there. Hey guys, so let me show you what I got here for primers. This is what I have here to show you guys. This is what I use for primer. It's a high build primer, and it's called the Pro Form. direct to metal, as you can see, 2K urethane primer, high build primer. And we have the activator. This is what will harden your primer. And here we have the urethane. The urethane primer will be, you know, it's low viscosity. So basically it's a medium, you know, speed primer. You don't want to go too fast on it. I actually prefer to go on the low, you know, primer, to be honest with you, on the urethane reducer. I like to have the low instead of the medium, the slow reducer. But in this case I have the medium. You know, it's all I have for now, but this will also do. But I recommend to use the slow reducer always, even on your base coat as well. Always use slow reducer for your primer. And as for your clear as well, you want to use the slow reducer. So this is what I do, guys. And so basically I'm going to show you here what I got here. It shows here on your instruction sheet, it shows you that if you want to mix the 4-to-1 mixture, that will give you a high build primer. But if you want to do the medium build, it's 4-to-1-to-1. In other words, 4 parts of this, 1 part of this, and 1 part of that. That will give you a medium build thickness on the reducer. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. And so we'll mix it, and then I'll show you guys how to apply it. For those that are still trying to learn how to apply primer, I'll show you how to do it. I won't be doing it on the mini Mite. I'll have to tell you this because I don't want to use that gun for this kind of primer, being that it's a high build primer. So I want to use just a conventional gun, you know, the pod gun, and then yeah, just spray it with that, and then after that we'll show you how to do the base coat and the clear with the mini Mite. So now we're gonna spray the primer. We're gonna apply it just liberally, really, on the whole surface of this primer. You know, again, I'm just doing it with a conventional gun, as you can see, with a compressor. I'm not using the mini Mite in this case. We're gonna spray about 3 coats. This is heavy build primer, so I'm not using too much pressure at the gun. Really, I'm just using like about 20 psi on it, and that will give me enough to just cover what I need. So here we go. Let it sit there for a little bit, 5 minutes or so, and then spray again. And really that's all it is. Just 3 coats of that. And then we sand it down, 320, 400, whatever. And then after that we apply the sealer on it. And that should do it. And we sand it down to 400, 600, and then we apply the base on it. But yeah, welcome back to it. Second coat, guys. Second coat. Let it sit there, guys, probably 10 minutes. It's kind of cold right now. Let it sit there and we'll apply a 3rd coat. Okay, so now that after this bumper has been sanded and prepped and everything, as you can see, after putting the high build primer, it's been sanded, it's been washed down. But I also want to show you guys that I actually washed the bumper. I actually washed all the part thoroughly. And I just wanted to show you this process because not too many people do what I do, as far as I know. They just wipe and they just, you know, dust it off, and then they carry on with their paint job. But what I do here, since I have the chance to do so, why not, right? I get to clean it this way. Like I said, I sand it, then I wash it down, but I want to show you the process of what I do here. And this is why I guess the parts turn out the way they turn out. So this is what I do, guys. I just power wash it. I wash it down with a cloth and soap, and then wash it down really good. Let it dry, and then after that I put my base coat. So this is what I do. I put my soap on it, and then I wipe it down with a rag, just a normal, rag. I just wipe it down. Try to get whatever. If there is grease on it, I like to obviously, get it off. And this is why I put the soap solution on it. Just basically use car wash, paint soap solution, and this is good enough. Just wipe it down really good. So now that I've done the soap, I want to switch my nozzle here, the normal nozzle. Just hose it down. So just that right there, guys. I let it dry. I wipe it down, dry it down a little bit, and then I just leave it there, let it sit there. Once I know it's completely dry, then I come back and do my base. Wipe it down once again. After this, I put wax and grease remover, wipe down my surface again, wipe it down again, then I put my base on it. I want to show you something, guys, because I don't know if you recall when I did the high build primer on this, I taped it down. I taped down the areas that I didn't need to paint, and I just basically primed what I needed to paint. So I want to show you this, what I mean, because I think this is important for you to see. I don't know if you can see the difference between the good paint that was there before, and right here, that's where my primer ends, right there. From here over was primed, from here over was not. And this is what it looks like. I hope you can see that in the camera. I know it's not that easy to see, but all of this has been primed. All the front surface of it has been primed. And in here, I don't know if you can see right in there, I see my, and I hope you can see it too. That's the end of my primer area right there, up to there too. Basically, we just tried to cut out the ridges that was on it. Up to here, we taped it down. There was a big line right here, so obviously we want to cut that line down. We don't want to have no ridges on it, on the top as well, as you can see. Now that it's been washed down, again, like I said, we dry it down, we wipe it down till it dries, and then after that we carry on with the rest of the paint job that you have to do. We'll do now the base coat after this. Okay. So a lot of people are asking me what kind of material I use, and so this is basically what I use, guys. Well, this is the paint that I buy from a local store. These guys do a perfect match on the paint colors, and so I can't really give you a brand for this kind of paint. I know I can tell you it's a Dodge color. To be exact, will be the PXJ from Chrysler. That's the kind of color we're applying on it. And we're gonna be putting this kind of reducer with this kind of brand. I always use this one, guys. If you guys are wondering, that's what I use from Matrix, MBR 300. And I use the low reducer. As you can see, I always use this reducer. When it comes to the clear, this is what I use as well, by the same brand. And this is what I use for clear coat, the 2.1 viscosity clear coat. And I use the hardener. I use the normal in this case, normal hardener. You can go on the low or the slow hardener as well. Either or will work. For those that are wondering what kind of material I use, this is what I use, guys. So let's mix up a batch here, see how it goes. And basically what I do, guys, I just basically go when it comes to the base coat, I apply 1-to-1 mixture on it. And so let's see if we can find that here on the chart here, 1-to-1 mixture. If not, we can just go, I don't know, maybe 100 on the base and then up to 200 with the reducer for what we need. Anyways, it depends on where what is it that you're painting. In this case, I believe that this is gonna be more than enough. We're gonna go up to 100 on the base, and then we're gonna go up to 200 with the reducer. We'll mix it together, and then we'll spray it. So we'll see how that goes. So as you know, guys, I always wipe before I paint. Regardless of what I've done, what kind of preparation before I paint, I always make sure that I always wipe with wax and grease remover. And this is how I do it, guys. Wipe it really good. Try not to leave no streaks in behind. Sometimes, believe it or not, when you leave streaks, sometimes it shows through the color. I have had that happen many times, and so I try to not to leave streaks at all on my surface. Try to get it like that. For example, that's a lot of streaks right there. So what I do is I just wet it again, and I wipe. To get it as much as you can. I think we're ready to paint, guys. I have shown you before that when I do this, I also wipe it up to even 5-10 times if I have to. Depends on how I feel, really, because sometimes I don't know, my gut feeling tells me that many times I need to wipe even more than what I've done, so I continue wiping it until I know for sure it's nice and clear. Here we go, guys. In case we miss the back, we're going to make sure that we get everything. Wet coat, but whatever works, guys. We want to make sure that it's all covered. So we'll let that sit there for about 10 minutes, and then we'll spray again, another coat, and see how that goes. What we want to do for the next time that we spray around, we want to spray a little thicker. A little heavier, that is, on the paint. So as you can see, I only have up to 1 turn on my gun there. Not even. We have like 3/4 I had. Now we're gonna go up to 1 turn. Just a little heavier on the base, and see how that goes. So we'll let it sit there for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back to it again. Second coat, guys. Second coat. So now that we do our second coat, guys, again, we're going to start a little heavier than the first coat. And that's it for now. Just 2 coats. As you can see, it's not too heavy and it's not too dry either. Just enough on the surface that it would be enough to flush off a little bit. Give it there, just a few minutes, and then what we're gonna do, what they call, basically like what they call an orientation coat. So I'll show you what that looks like. Just go over it liberally. Not really aiming to a specific spot, just basically we spray it over. See, all the metallics are going just beautifully on it. Just like that, guys. That's an orientation go. We just go over it, just to cover up, you know, just basically just to spread all the metallics on the surface, and that's basically it. So let it sit there about 30 minutes or so, and then we'll come back and do the clear. Okay guys, so now we're gonna do the clear coat. And this is what we have again. And we're gonna mix. The mixture tells you that it's 4:1 on it. 4 part of the clear and then 1 part of the hardener. So here we go guys. Let's do the clear here. I want you guys to see the metallics on it. It's beautiful. I want you to see the metallics on it. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that, guys. Now, on this particular part, I do see some dirt on it, as I can see. So hopefully we'll be able to cover up on the second coat. Second coat, guys. Second coat. Clear. This is the first time I run out of clear, guys. The first time. So, I mean, stuff like this does happen, guys. So you need to be ready for just about anything. So again, I'm gonna mix a 4:1 mixture, just enough to finish what we need to do, and then we'll be okay. 4:1 mixture. I just finished this one. Still quite a bit of overspray, but as you can see, it's not really much. The system is really good because it actually avoids all the overspray. So once again, guys, I took you right through what I do here as to how I prep and how I prime and how I do the base and clear once again. So there you have it, guys. Hope this one also was a learning curve for you. If you learn something, you know, pass it on to people, and you know, share it with people, and give it a thumbs up on this one, okay? And subscribe. Remember that, because videos are coming up every time, and I will be doing something different, more than this. Believe me, so it's coming. It's coming. After we painted it, this is what it looks like. We can do this, so thumbs up. Talk to you later.